I feel your pain. All right, sir, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay, let's start this. You know, when I first came to this class, it was face-to-face when we first got here, I was kind of skeptical of what to expect. You know, as far as the class, what the kind of class is concerned, what's going to go on. I know it's about maths, because I love maths. So as far as numbers and all that, I was good with that. But I didn't expect so much information that this course actually gives me, you know, to make me more advanced and got better at what I'm doing. So, as I start out by looking at my letter on the model as a teacher, all right, and this is going based on like pretty much like my first day of class in the classroom, and also the same time first day as being face to face with seeing you guys, all right. So I'm kind of modeled about both as when you as a course in a classroom, my students. All right. So now this is my first day of class. All right. As a instructor, you know, I'm excited. I'm good. These are my 10 little skills that I put up here, which are already up here. Let me just kind of name them out. My communication, preparation, organization, tolerance, storytellers. You know, open for any question. Pretty much. Inventory, social, technology, and all the way up to being a geek. All right, you know, a geek is like somebody being a nerd, right? All right, so you know, I got my suitcase. I'm going first day of class, and I'm ready. All right, so now, as I'm in my classroom, all right, this is me in my classroom, and like I see one of you guys posted earlier when pretty much the instructor talking. And the back turns and what's going on. Well, you know, I started lecturing and started doing a lot of writing on the blackboard. Pretty much, we was going to talk about pretty much fraction. And then I said, as I put put the formulas, I put rules, I put example, kind of being kind of a little bit concrete, a little bit, you know, just like basic writing. And this is what when we're doing fraction. This is this and that. And then as I look around. Like half the students pretty much sleeping, some of them real bored, you know, just like looking like a roller coaster, like you know, over and over, repeating. And I mean, all of you guys are in classroom as an instructor, and you're on the board, and they might do a quick look. And some of the students probably on the phone with the text, or maybe something might see them just pretty much are they sleeping? You know, I gotta get them wake up and all this other stuff. So pretty much. As I see that, I'm saying to myself, what I got into, you know, as far as teaching. You know, I got the experience, I got the knowledge, and what's going on with these students. So, by the end of the day, so I sit in my office. All right, so this by the end of the day, I'm gonna sit in my office after I've been to a class for the whole maybe 4 or 5 hours. All right, I'm exhausted, you know. I got this terminology up here that said my thinking cap. All right, so I'm pretty much in my office, just really like, you know, what's going on? Why my student all boring? Why my student, you know, not paying attention? What's going on with that? All my teachers not make it so hard for them to even want to, like, when are you gonna be done? When are you gonna be over with? You know, so I get with some of my colleagues, you know, that's the way I pronounce it, you know. Your colleagues, you know. I with some of my colleagues and stuff like that, and I come up, you know, we have all these ideas like, we come up with ideas like, you know, are you adopted involved, right? Or to measure what matter, or to create and support it, you know, your environment, proceed, lead by example, you know, strategy before technology, and then listen to your voice, you know, listen, voice of the employee, or integrate into a flow of work. So pretty much, you know, we take a lead and you get all this insight. You know, these are all these type of insight questions that you can take back to the table to your student. You know, so this involves you probably make a lesson plan. You know, you're setting up a lesson plan, or do this lesson plan. And you try to get everything nice and organized so the next time you go to class, you know, so all this information, you know, taken from a colleague, read up a little bit of stuff, taking good advice, and following these instructions, you know, next time I'm going back to class. Okay, so I put up here, I am a teacher. All I need, are my mind and my pretty much modeling it pretty much. And here, what I was saying is, this course gave me a wide understanding of the big picture. Of the big picture is, because that's what this course gives me, a lot. I'm more high opener to see stuff that you didn't used to do in your classroom with your student. All right, so I get like a more higher picture. So I see the big picture of what students want, not what they need. Okay, so pretty much we got instructed that they like to say, this is what we're gonna give you guys. This is what we're gonna give you guys. But you're not listening to what the student really needs or what they really want. It's almost like, here's my book, open up a lesson, this is what we're doing. And you might have students already like probably master a certain topic that you already want to teach. Because sometimes in the classroom, you might not have the same level student. They might put in the class and say, this is a level 3 class. But you might have some student in the level is a level 2. But they're in a level 3 class. And they might not master the same thing. So some students might master it and can't go beyond, and some students don't. So we got to listen to it sometimes what these students telling us. All right? Then I compare lesson plan with contact standard. We use the standard, pretty much just about every skill area that you work, every course that you work, you use that standard. Whatever standard you use in the math, 1 to 2 or 1 to 5. We know the standard. All right, and then you talk about teaching concrete versus contract. Other model, textualize, in the classroom, or you take stuff like what you do in the everyday life, like out in the real world, and bring it to your classroom, or they take whatever you do in the classroom, bring it out to the real world. So you kind of model that stuff. You just don't say, okay, this is what we're going to do here. We also model with pictures, model with experience, we model with like being out in the real world, and you try to model a lot of stuff what the student do. Like if I say example for, we're talking about fraction. Okay, you guys go inside and buy those $5 pizza. You got the nice pizza, you cut them up in slices. Or you get your mom, somebody might bake a cake. And then how many slices you need to give? You got 10 people, how many slices you need to give with this one cake? And you start cutting up in slices. So you kind of model realization with your student. All right? And that'll give them a sense of learning, understand what's going on in life. All right? So as we go, so I'm trying to say, they're able to understand better. So, from me doing all that, pretty much modernizing stuff and getting stuff a little better for my student, these are the type of results I end up noticing. My students were more focused, so there was more focus on what they're doing. They have a great time management and retain attendance. That means they come to class. All right, I got my students in my class every day. Pretty much, if I got 25 students, I might have 23 most of the time. All right, if somebody out, they email me, or they'll call me, they'll let me know. They'll say, I won't be here today and stuff like that. So I was getting that support from my students at the same time because we communicate. So that was happening. Whenever I give a homework, their scores be high. They have the score high in their homeworks and stuff like that. Any type of computer assignment they was doing real great on. Quizzes, tests, pre-tests, post-tests. They was doing great with that stuff. Because they were more focused. We do more like activity. We do a lot of group, and the way you guys got the classroom set up right now, that's how I kind of have my class with all my students. They don't have no one chair by themselves, they're in a group. And so they do a lot of activity. So if you come to my classroom, you're not going to see, okay, there's one chair here, one chair. No. Just like you got it set up. There's like 4 to a table. So it's very, it's set up nice, and so that they all pretty much interact pretty good. One of the things, student making mistake is roll out. Sometimes some of the work that you give them, you want them to make mistake. All right, they can't be perfect all the time. So when they make mistake, that's the way for them to grow. Mindset and mind growing. If somebody's perfect all the time, man, I want to see that person. So They out there, they're entitled to make mistake. From the mistake, they learn from the mistake and got better at the mistake. Okay. Less stress, less anxiety, doing tests and stuff like that. They're not too much worried. You know, they're not stretching too much because they already master a lot of the good activity that we did earlier. They do more, you know, like I said, I stick to more contextualized stuff where I'm putting real life stuff into the classroom. And that really get my kids involved. I call them kids, but to a student. You know, and then we model the real world context, you know, pretty much. About 70% of my student passed, you know, the placement test this year. You know, so they got another level grade. So I had about maybe 25 students in my class, probably maybe about 20 tests. And I probably have maybe about other 20 tests. I might have maybe about 15 that actually level grade and pass. You know, my classroom. And it's so funny because some of the students that do pass, because I'll teach a level 3 class, and they pass to become level 4. And they'll go to the advisor, and they'll tell the advisor, can I be back in Mr. Clarke class next semester? You know, I'm like, oh, you know, because some of the stuff I do teach, it's already preparing them for the level 4. You know, so they also almost like, I like the way he teaches, I need to be back in his classroom. You know, so sometimes I say, well, you gotta give our instructor a chance. You know, so kind of move them up. Then my student no longer, they're no longer, confused. They're no longer lost. They're no longer unclear about stuff. No longer reflect. No longer unsure. So that means they're more confident in what they're doing now. You know, for being in the classroom and stuff like that. With the contextual realization stuff, they're really confident in what they're doing, and they show for a lot of their scores. I come over to this little part here. This is like a better method of evaluating student needs and progress. Like when we talk about the needs and stuff, you know, we as instructors, we can do a lot of observation, and we can do a lot of documenting. We can do the standard test, which is a part of, complex associate assembly system. I mean, the standard test is what sometimes we give a student, you know, and it's part of the curriculum that they need to have, but does it really measure their learning ability? Does it really measure what they need to know? So we as instructor, as we observe a student and all that stuff, we need to know when, and because we here every day in the classroom, so we see a student all the time, so we know what your student pretty much want and what they need. So you pretty much know how to, you got to assess your student and able to take it from there. Assess it and let them know what they really need. Some of the stuff I put down here, provide more information for teaching than multiplying choice question, because multiple choice question will give you too much. When I was growing up, we never learned, being from Jamaica, we didn't do multiple choice question. When I came to America, I was like, multiple choice question, oh, that's great. because with multiple choice question, all you can do is like, look at the A, B, and C, D, read my question, pick a choice. When I was back home, it's more like, here's a question, okay, explain what's going on with this question. And you more knowledgeable, understand it better, all right? It ain't no like A, B, or C, D. It's more like, okay, this is such and so, explain to me what it's such and so, and tell me why. And that makes you more stronger with your background of memory and stuff in your education. All right, so that was one of the things. And then, I was just a point of support. Or the test says A, B, C, D. You don't want all of that. And then to be more successful, that's what we kind of missing. We observe and we monitor our students. Right? Then I come up with this. I saw this little thing, which I kind of like. It's a triangle. This triangle reminds me of the course itself, pretty much overall, which helped me understand or see the value of real world through different connecting of network channels. So as you see here, you can look at here. You can figure which way you want to go. Whether you want to creative, evaluating, analyzing, apply, understanding, or remembering stuff. You can go either way you want to go in this. All right, but if you notice, what you see mostly here, technology, right? It's a network. What's leading right now? All that Google, right? Google on the top of it, but it's a lot of different technology stuff you can see up in here. What we can also apply it to our student and let them know that stuff like that do exist. So they don't have to have a book in and out. Depends on the teacher all the time. We can also redirect them to other stuff. We can help. All right. Then I come up to close to my conclusion. And this is like a little, pretty much inspired, to help teacher on this part. I said, without you, we would have been lost. Thank you, teacher, for guiding us, inspiring us, and making us what we are today. Happy Teacher Day, I got two students come to me all the time and just thanking me for what they've done. I'm saying to myself, what I do. But they come to me all the time and just thanking me for inspiring them and having them, go and get ahead. And I just think I'm just doing a very simple little job. I will do what I need to do to, help them out. But they really do. I mean, not one or two. A lot of times, so students keep coming. Even when after maybe 2 or 3 semesters is gone, I still see students come back to me and still thanking me, until they graduate. So I said, all right. So teacher must inspire and empower students about learning. Learning is a big thing, all right? Learning takes place in each person's head, okay? People learn for themselves. No one can do it for them. In other words, I can teach, I can spill everything knowledge I know to for student, but learning comes from their head. They gotta really observe it, absorb all the information. They gotta let them learn. They gotta start thinking for themselves, all right? Because we can't do it for them. We can give them the tool, we can give them the guideline. Good teaching, support learning. We can give them all that guideline, all we can, but they gotta want it. They definitely gotta want it. And then, congratulations. I come onto this where I said to the ASS Hyper Maths course that give me more tool and insight, information of the real world. All right, because there's information I didn't really know that much about, but for me taking this course, it guided me and helped me. And it made me actually a stronger teacher for my student. This involves encouraging student learning performance and motivate them to become graduate in the real world education system, specifically in mathematics. And since when we was teaching mathematics, pretty much, guide them, encourage them. This course right here helped me. Stuff that I didn't really know at first, now I do, and a lot more. Because I already know a lot, but still, it's some jackpot that I need to know. So I would recommend anybody actually take this course. I'll pull some instructor and say, you need to do this. They might not like it, but I tell them they might do this.
Don't say that.
And then, yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much it. But I just want to put one little thing that I wanted to do, just to make, I'm always been like a nice little fun guy. So whenever you guys ever first come to class, I'm gonna put it on one of them. Whenever you guys first come to class, in your first class, right, with your student, don't do what I do, write on the board and all that stuff. Start them out with, how many of you guys tell your student to tell them about the school rule or your classroom rule in your classroom? When you first come to class, do you ever say to your student certain things you cannot do in my class? And they probably go to one year, come to the next. Well, I'm gonna give you this little show to break the ice with your student. I call it ice, but to break the ice with your student. This is what you need to try it if you ever get a chance and you're in front of a computer. And this is what it is. I'm gonna start it. You guys can probably, let me see if I can get this right here.
Instead of seeing me, everybody's going to see cancer.
Hashtag here for you.
Let me take this off. Or you go to the
Especially
next
when you
stuff.
start high school.
It's coming. It won't let you.
It won't let me know. I don't know why. Oh, it's
You don't
over
have
there.
a second two.
Okay, the classroom rule, you can follow after that. No gum, you can repeat after that. All right? Be a good friend. Control your body function. In the classroom. Always follow direction and listen to your teacher. No teasing or bullying others. Look at him. Look at him. Don't waste time when you leave the your room pretty much. See, every reason why they're wasting time. Keep your hand to yourself. Respect other, learn by disruption.
That sounds like some cell phones out here in my classroom. Ow.
That gotta hurt. Almost done. Be supported when working in groups. What just fell? See? Leave toys at home. Keep cell phone turn off. Ask for help when you need it. Keep your area clean. You're almost there. You listen? All right, I'm done.
Good job.
What's the, oh, you stop this thing.
Just close your tab.
Oh, close it.
There you go. All right, someone had a question or a comment for
Oh, I've
Charles?
got many comments. I was so spellbound, I didn't even write anything down. I could listen to you all day long, really. And listen to this old grandma. Your students will never be bored when your back is turned and you're writing on that whiteboard. You flex those muscles. And you're gonna keep your students happy.